Welcome back to Closing Time with Nick El-Tawil. I am once again Nick El-Tawil, and I was told that you guys can't see my legs. They're crossed right now, but I was hoping you guys wouldn't notice that, so I'm very glad the camera's cutting it off. Anyway, I'm here with my guest today, Colton Crain. What's up, Colton?
How we doing, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing amazing, man. Just got married.
That's huge, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We were supposed to do this 2 weeks ago, and he's like, nah, sorry, man. I have to go to this wedding thing. I'm getting married. So, here we are. We finally made it.
We made it, man, and I couldn't be more excited to be here with the man himself, Nick.
If you guys ever wonder where I get the swag from, this jacket I'm wearing right now was made by Grotto Menswear, which is opening in Phoenix in January.
January
is when the store is opening. Right now they're based out of Empire, Scottsdale, where I am. But yeah, this jacket is
beautiful jacket here.
I could not find pink, so they don't make men's jackets in pink very easily.
Not many people come to me asking for a pink jacket.
Yeah.
So when you came to me and asked for that, I was like, we have to get it done for you. So I'm super excited we did that. It looks amazing. All the little details we did with the navy plaid. I mean, we nailed this jacket, so I'm stoked for you, man.
Yeah, man. It's a good one. But I always, people compliment my wardrobe sometimes, even when I'm not wearing anything crazy nice. It's just a little thing, but I got it tailored. And that's really, I think, what makes it stand out is when it's fitted to you specifically.
People can tell really quickly if you don't have a suit that fits well.
Yeah.
And they'll perceive you based off of that. They'll say, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. So when you have something that fits well and also tells your personality, that's when people start to really recognize and hit you with the wave and the smile, right? Down in PV, that's when you get those. So I think we nailed it, man. Beautiful jacket. And I mean, it was your vision at the end of the day. So I'm just happy I was able to help you bring it to life.
Absolutely, yeah. So you've been around here for a while, but I had just bought a bunch of stuff earlier this year, so it was going to be a while before I needed something new. But pink, I'll make an exception for pink. I needed pink.
Well, I want to tell this story because I think it's so great that for like a year and a half, I was DMing you, liking your stuff, commenting on your posts.
Yeah, I thought you were someone else.
Yeah, and then I end up seeing you at Empire one day. I'm like, I got to go introduce myself. And then we've been able to build like an amazing relationship, after that. And so I love that story of like, never gave up. I was like, I'm going to make this guy's suit. And the first one we make is this pink jacket, so it couldn't be any better. And like I said, yeah, so happy that I was able to, build a relationship with you and become friends.
Yeah, it's funny, when you first started messaging me, there was this other guy I had met, and he was kind of sketchy. Yeah. So I knew I didn't want to do anything with that guy, but he was also DMing me too. I thought you were just him. Yeah. So I just lumped you in that bucket of, oh, you're this guy.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm sure you get quite the amount of DMs,
Men's Suitwear might actually be no. The number one DM I get is so I get fake voicemails 10 a day of your business funding is now available.
Yep.
That
I
hate.
Oh, God.
Number two is probably social media marketing. Those are the cold DMs. And then number three, I'd say, is menswear guys. So there's a big gap between the business funding calls and the menswear guys. There's a lot more of the business funding calls that I get. But I'd say menswear is number three.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, you're a sharp-looking guy. I mean, that's why I reached out to you. You have great style. And I knew that we could take it to the next level, man. So we did that, and yeah, I think we did it right.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice jacket. I splurged on this one a little bit.
You did.
But most of the stuff I have is not crazy expensive, but I just take it to a tailor and get it fitted.
Yep.
And that just makes it look so much better. And also you have to be in shape, right? If I was, 250, the tailoring might not, have the same effect as someone when when I'm a thinner guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're fit, you're a baller, and you need a baller coat, But yeah, no, I mean that's a huge thing, man, and it's okay. You can get a decently priced suit, but if you don't get it tailored, then there's no point of even having a suit, in my opinion. Right. If you don't get it tailored to you, which is why the Grotto is so special, is we take 30 different measurements to ensure it fits you perfectly, right?
Yeah.
And telling your personality through the garment, and But yeah, you have to get your stuff tailored, or else you kind of just look like you don't know what you're doing.
It's funny. I have one that I got custom made when I was like 185, 190, and I try and wear it now. Now I'm down to like 170. It just looks baggy on me.
Yeah.
Like it's like it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm like,
Right.
fuck, I gotta go get this tailored again.
Yep.
And that's the problem with having all the fitted clothes is like it really forces you to like stay the same weight forever.
It does. Yes.
Yeah. Which is a good and a bad thing. One, it means I can't bulk up and like get super jacked
Right.
unless I want to buy a whole new wardrobe. But two, it's also like, forces you to like, okay, I can't maybe, eat 8 cheesecakes tonight.
Well, the amount of times I make a suit for a guy, and he puts it on, and it fits him like a glove, but then he says, I can't gain any weight from here. But
Yeah.
it's good because then it motivates you to say, I need to stay at where I am right now, or less, depending on what your goals are.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, yeah, it's like you get a suit. It is a motivating thing to say, I'm not going to eat 8 cheesecakes, right? I'm not going to order, 4 pizzas and down that,
Right,
because I
right.
want to make sure I look how I'm looking right now in this suit,
Mm-hmm.
which is incredibly important. And then you have to spend money on tailoring it out if you gain weight, or if you lose a bunch of weight. That's just kind of a thing where you might need to re-up the wardrobe a bit. But so for some people, that like they're proud of that, right? You go from this large weight. You lose a ton, like that's almost like you have pride in going to get those new clothes because like you're a new body, like you progressed in a good way, and now you're ready to re-up the wardrobe in the right way with stuff that fits you and accentuates your body in the right ways that maybe your other garments in the past weren't doing for you.
Yeah. So all the kids out there, get big and jacked before you get a real job. That's
Definitely.
the point.
One thing is, but the jack guys, they don't tend to look the best in suits. It's
Yeah, so I used to do back squats, so my butt was really big. So I would double up I would do back squats and deadlifts, and that really doubles up on your butt. So
Yeah.
it was really hard to get pants that fit me, like suit pants that fit me.
right.
I switched over to doing front squats, so I still do deadlifts, but do the front squats instead, and now my legs are more balanced, and that's made it a lot easier, actually,
Yeah,
to
nice.
fit within suit pants. So it's also about like what you're lifting. Like if you're trying to be a power lifter and you're doing back squats, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time getting into any suit pants because they just don't make those for guys with big.
It's actually
Big
funny.
legs.
I just finished up with an IFBB Pro.
Yeah.
So a pro bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And I made him a custom suit for a wedding he's in, and he told me he's never had a suit fit this well. But the thing is, he's got massive quads.
Massive quads. Yep,
massive
that makes it
calves,
tough.
17-inch bicep. And the guy's like 5'8". He's short and he's stout, but like I said, like we're able to really like dial it in and make sure it doesn't matter, your weight, your height, your size. We're able to really dial.
If you
that
do
in.
full custom for the suit pants, yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
But I like buying them, from a store, and then you try and get them tailored. Like it's very hard to get that fit.
Yeah, and
if you have big legs.
and then you spend an extra $100-$200 to do that.
Yeah.
So you buy this suit and then you're already spending. That's why like I always suggest doing a custom suit if you can find it for a reasonable price that's within your budget. You should always go custom, just because it's fit to you, and like not everyone is an off the rack body. I'm lucky. You're not as lucky, but for
No,
me,
I can't buy off the rack at all.
I can go anywhere and I can throw a jacket on and I'm gonna look sharp, But it's also like doesn't tell my personality.
Till you
There's
hit the
limited
gym.
selections.
So you start hitting the gym, buddy.
I don't know when that's gonna happen, man. No,
You did just get married. Your days might be over.
Yeah. No, I do need to work out, but I was gonna say like, I always stay the same because I don't work out. So I just keep it where I'm at, man, and everything looks good. So.
If I stop lifting weights, I actually lose weight, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like I had a couple weeks off the gym the past few weeks, and like, yeah, I went down like 5 pounds.
Wow.
Which is wild.
That actually is crazy.
Now, once you get dialed into a certain point, it's like you're eating. Like I can just intuitively eat, and like not have to track calories, and I pretty much stay the same weight.
Yeah.
So when I lift, I actually eat a little more because you need that extra energy.
Yep.
So I gain about 5 pounds when I'm regularly lifting.
Well, that's good, man. I mean, we both need it. We're pretty skinny guys.
This is intentionally skinny, right?
Yeah,
here.
well, that's what I'm saying. I intentionally.
2017, I was 220.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah.
170.
I was 210 for a while. I hated it. Like when I looked in the mirror, I hated myself.
I had shin splints when I was 220. I would like try and go for runs, and my legs would hurt.
Oh,
and then my knees were hurting because I just had too much weight up here.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had 3 surgeries on this knee, so.
Were you a basketball guy?
Football.
Football. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yep. And I would always push myself. I'd get to a certain point. Like, I would be on the sideline watching my team, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And even though I was injured, even though the doctors like, do not play, I would say, Coach, put me in. And then I would just mess it up even worse. So that happened 3 times.
Yeah.
I just had to call it at a certain point.
Yeah, in high school, I was actually bummed I didn't play football. But then, in hindsight, I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't get beat up.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't destroy my body.
I probably have some brain injuries because of it, but
yeah,
it makes me who I am, you know.
Well, I have a brain injury from track and field, which you wouldn't expect.
Really?
Tell
me this.
So I was doing high jump, and we were just messing around. The bar was kind of low. I was like, I was cocky. I jumped over the bar, but I actually jumped over the mat, and I landed head first in the concrete instead of landing in the mat. So yeah, I don't remember anything from that day.
I mean, dude, you must have some bunnies to do that, though.
Back then I did. Then I stopped doing high jump after that.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, right?
After I missed the mat and did head first into the concrete, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, you know, I have a question for you, man.
Give it to me.
With this jacket, where does this rank of some of your favorite garments you've ever owned?
Oh, this is probably my favorite one right now.
This is your favorite garment?
Yeah. No, you might see this on TV pretty soon.
See it on TV?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, man. I would love to see that. That'd be really cool.
No, I'm picking out my wardrobe, and this will be on the list, on the short list.
I mean, it's hard not to say this is number one, man.
And I also got a leather jacket I want to swag out with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Where do we go from here? Is this just continuously rolling? Does it get edited?
Continuously rolling, yeah. I mean, if you say something and you want them to cut it out, they'll cut it out. By the way, he did talk about that one murder he did years ago. That's been cut. So
all right, dude,
that will just not be on the show.
All right.
Yeah. Like, we just won't air that.
Murder them with good style.
So tell me how you got into this, because you were a DJ before, right?
Yes.
You're still a DJ.
Still a DJ.
Which I didn't know, by the way. I walked in on this guy DJing a party the other night. Like 2 hours, we're just sitting there talking while he's pressing all the buttons.
Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, I've always been into fashion, like streetwear. I was a skateboarder, so, you know, like I've always been into fashion, and music, you know. So I feel like custom menswear and music, both creative outlets.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Especially custom menswear, but just clothing in general, it's a creative outlet. And, you know, I was working at UPS. I had a ton of, like, one-off sales jobs, right? Like, door-to-door, everything. And my friend was like, dude, you got to come just check out Men's Warehouse because he kind of knows who I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my style and everything. So I go to Men's Warehouse, start working there, gained, like, my base knowledge on suit. Before I started working at Men's Warehouse, I had never owned a suit. I went to H&M for my prom suit. Just grabbed some black suit off of the rack, threw it on. So I had no knowledge in the suit game before Men's Warehouse. And, you know, as I grew within Men's Warehouse, I became assistant manager. I started really gaining a passion. You know, I'd see guys walking out with a big smile on their face after they got a suit. And, you know, that really led, you know, this kind of journey of me getting into clothing and especially high-end custom menswear, right? And at Men's Warehouse, I really particularly gained a lot of knowledge through the custom. They have like a really minimal custom department, right? Mm-hmm. So I was my employees labeled me as the custom king. So anytime a client would come in, they would say, Colton, get off of your client. You're gonna help this custom guy. So I just ended up getting coined the custom king at Men's Warehouse. But as I worked there and I started to see like an actual career within Men's Warehouse, or within custom menswear, I was like, Men's Warehouse is not the place to do this. So that's where I ended up finding the Grotto Menswear. I was just scrolling on Instagram one day, see these guys playing mini putt golf, drinking whiskey, getting fitted up for custom suits, and I was like, this is this is where I want to be. This is what I want to represent, and that's something I would want to grow within. So I ended up, reaching out to the Grotto. They weren't even hiring at the time, and I just kind of told them who I was. They interviewed me, hired me on the spot, and that's kind of how it all came to be.
It's funny how much the business world in your adult life is just like high school. When I wouldn't say I was brand new, but it was like maybe 2-3 years into real estate. Worked at this company called Douglas Elliman. The sales manager there, he's a legend in New York City, like a legendary broker. Took the cushy manager job in his older age, and he would just tell us stories from back in his day. He would go around and he said, I wanted to sell penthouses, like luxury penthouses in New York City.
Yep.
So what he did is he would just go around and say, oh, did you hear that Chris, man, I forget his last name. Chris, we'll just say Chris.
Yeah.
You hear that Chris guy? He's the penthouse king. He sold this penthouse.
Nice.
He hadn't actually sold a penthouse. They call him the penthouse king now since he sold that one. He would just tell people that.
Yeah.
And they didn't know it was him. He was talking about himself. But he just started spreading rumors like that. And then it became reality. He sold penthouses as the penthouse king. And that's how he branded
awesome,
himself.
man. No, yeah.
So it's you get branded the custom king,
Yep.
and you become the custom king.
Right. And I'm not even making real custom suits.
You're not even making real custom suits.
Yeah,
It's funny how that stuff just happens. It's
Yeah.
like you spread those rumors and it becomes reality.
It does become reality. Yeah, you manifest it into your life.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
For sure.
You got to be confident, and as long as you know what you want, you just gotta, it's like, what is it? What's that saying? Fake it till you make it, kind of.
Fake it till you make it.
situation. But now I'm at a point where I'm not faking it anymore.
No, as you can see,
This
is all custom.
It's
baby.
real life, and it's such a cool industry to be in. I get to meet people like yourself, and help you, bring pieces together that you normally wouldn't be able to find anywhere else, right? And just like every time I make a suit or I make a jacket, it's like my baby. Like when I see you wearing this thing, it makes my day, because I know, first of all, that you're stoked with it, but I get to see like this art come to life, and that's going back to like the DJ thing, like with creating music. I make house music, so from like the kick to the snare to the hi-hat, right? You piece that all together. It's the same thing with the suit, whether it's like the measurement or the button, the lining, the lapel, the pocket style. You can really create an art piece with a garment.
Yeah, and it's it's a form of expression for sure.
Yes.
Like my idol, my hero growing up, not anymore, but growing up when I was younger, like 2000s, Kanye West.
Oh yeah.
Like half his style, like obviously he made incredible music, great rapper, great producer, great everything.
Yep.
But also he had the style. Like he was showing up wearing polos when everybody else was wearing baggy stuff.
Right.
And when I was in junior high, I didn't actually buy Ralph Lauren because my mom wouldn't buy Ralph Lauren for me. But I got like knockoff polos so I could look like Kanye.
Yeah. I mean the hip hop world definitely influences fashion massively, and that's what I was into. When I was skateboarding was that kind of world. But then when I got introduced to the suit game, and when you put on your first suit, like your first suit doesn't even have to be custom. You put on your first suit, you feel different. Like you start walking with a different stride in your
I will
step.
say my first suit was a Men's Warehouse suit for $200 that I got in a back room in New York. I did not feel different. I did not like wearing that thing.
You did not?
I did.
Okay. Well,
But once I started getting nice stuff, I was like, oh, now I get it.
I mean, I guess you're right. Yeah, it really was my first custom suit where I really felt like, it makes you want to dress up. It makes you want to get into the style. Like the amount of guys I help for weddings and they've never worn a suit, right? They've never gotten a custom suit, especially, and then they put this on. The amount of times I hear like, I'm coming back. I want to get more. Like they're looking through all the swatches and they're starting to envision themselves wearing these things and where they're going to be wearing them to and how people are going to perceive them and how they're just going to feel about themselves. Like that. It's really special, and I think the art of menswear like this is dying. Right? People are like, oh, like let me just throw on a pair of Lululemons and a polo, right? Which is okay a certain time to time, especially in Arizona, but when you walk into a room with a pink jacket like this, with a pinstripe jacket like this, when you piece it together and you look presentable, People really do take account for that and appreciate
It
that.
makes a big difference.
Whether they say something or not,
Yeah.
they do appreciate it, and you're going to be perceived differently in a good way.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Even like I like the watches, but like I remember the first Rolex I bought was way too nice for someone that age, but I bought it like an all gold Rolex.
Yep.
And when I would go into appointments with like very wealthy people, they would see that and I remember one guy's eyes lit up when he saw that. He just saw the watch. He was like, "Ooh,
Yep.
he's on my level."
I tell that's such a good point because I say that during my consultations with guys. I'm like, look, like you see a nice watch, you know a nice watch,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna recognize it. It's the same thing with a suit. You see a nice suit, you're gonna recognize that that's a nice suit.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you see some knockoff G-Shock, there's gonna be a certain perception about that. You know, same thing with an ill-fitting suit. That's gonna be represented through.
And I think I've evolved to the point where it's like I don't need the crazy expensive stuff. Like I don't need to go get the Bergdorf. I don't need to go get the all gold Rolly. It's like I would rather wear things that I like and that express more my personal style.
Without a doubt.
And they're not necessarily the most expensive in the world, but they fit me.
Yes.
And that's what matters the most.
I love that. I love that. It's all about. I tell people all the time. There's no rules. Like I know people are gonna say like don't wear black shoes with a blue suit. You know, like that's like a
I mean, I would follow that.
Yeah.
I personally would follow
it's
that.
But it's also style at the end of the day. You know, if you
Are you wearing black shoes with your blue tie? Yeah, you are.
But this is a navy tie with the it's.
So I've always been told that black with navy is a no-go, and I tend to agree with that after seeing the colors clash. But you like it.
I don't.
Give me your
I
opinion
disagree
on
with
this.
that.
Yeah. Why is
I
that?
completely disagree with that because a black shoe it grounds you.
Yeah.
Okay. Like and a brown shoe it elevates you. Like that's just like facts. And so if you're wearing a navy blue suit and you have some black shoes, that's gonna give it a formal vibe, right? You're gonna look, I would say a little bit more serious. People are gonna take you a little bit more serious. Versus if you're wearing a brown shoe with a navy suit, now you're entering a casual conversation, a little bit more friendly, welcoming. So it's once again, how do you want to be perceived? So I wear these black shoes with a light blue suit, and I think it works beautifully. I wear a black shirt with a light blue suit, a light blue plaid with some black shoes, and I just think it looks like mean. Like you walk in.
Light blue I would
man.
get. Navy to black, I see the clash in colors, but you like it because the black shoe grounds you.
Grounds you.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the brown shoe elevates you.
Well, I'm going to use that now because I got brown boots on.
Well, you always look taller when you're wearing the brown, man.
Also, the fact that they're hipster boots might also accentuate that.
I love the Chelsea boots. But, it's like the same thing with, like, sports commentators, right? You see them wearing the white sneaker. That's another Cardinal said, don't wear sneakers with a suit, And, I mean, I know, like, the styles, it's a very old school take.
Yeah, the West Coast guys do that.
I love it.
And the Miami guys do that. New York, so actually this is dressing down for me because back in the New York days, I wore full suit with a tie.
Yep.
Three-piece, so the first few suits I bought, I skipped on the vest.
Yep.
But then I started buying vests, and now I really like the vest. So I wish I bought vests with my first few suits.
Yep.
But now I don't wear ties, so I always do open. Even when I'm wearing three-piece, I do no tie.
Yeah, it's a sharp look.
And
do you know what a tie versus no tie represents?
No.
Okay.
I just like the swag.
So if you pop the collar, it means, or it gives the perception that you are your own boss, that you don't have to answer to anybody. And then when you wear the tie, you have to answer to somebody. Now I wore the tie today.
Well, that's exactly what it was. So
right.
When I started my own company, I stopped wearing ties.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wasn't even like consciously thinking that. That was just actually what
right.
happened.
Yeah. No, and I mean that's what happens. Like say I rarely wear a tie as well. But
you dressed up for us.
I dressed up for
you
you
guys.
Yeah,
for
you.
guys.
I'm the custom suit guy. I can't come in here popping the collar, man. I had to
swag.
I had to put together something, a little nice. I'm still dressed down. I got the jeans on, like.
Yeah, see, I do jeans out here and sneakers or hipster boots. Yeah. But New York, I didn't do this.
A guy, Scott Pasmore, he's a news anchor for Channel 3. I work with him. And he loves the Nikes. And he has a pair of Nikes with different colors for every suit he has. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that is so sharp, you know, because he's an older guy, and most times older guys are going to say, I can't do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't wear this. That's a young guy look. But it's really not, you know, and it's getting back to like it's style, you know. If that's your style, if that's your personality, then I say lean into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't shy away from that at all. Especially with like comfortability, like, you know, not everyone loves to wear a dress shoe every day. You know, you got to get like a really nice dress shoe with a nice sole that you could be in all day and be comfortable, but you can still look just as sharp with a sneaker and with the suit, and people are still gonna look at you and say, you know, that guy's the man.
Mauricio Umansky, West Coast, LA, Beverly Hills real estate broker. He's probably like the biggest celebrity broker on the West Coast. He's a Nike guy. He wears Nikes, does not do suit jackets. Well, he does sometimes, but for the most part, t-shirt, jeans, Nikes.
Yep. Yep.
And he's selling $100 million homes in Beverly Hills.
Right.
Yeah.
But if he gets a couple nice sport jackets,
He does do sports jackets
pairs
sometimes.
that with his Nikes. I mean, that's
and he does pair
set
it with
off the look.
Nikes.
Yeah.
He does pair
Yeah.
those with Nikes, yeah.
I love that look, man. Like, you know, it's so fun, but it just cracks me up when older guys are like, I can't do this, especially like with pant length, right?
Mm-hmm.
Older guys are like, oh, I need it super long, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. Like, you don't need to do that, and you'll look your age, but it'll be appropriate. I'm not talking about high waters with the ankles showing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's definitely a younger look, but, you know, I hear guys, like older guys all the time are like, I want it, like, flooding onto my shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, like, we don't need to, you know, that's when it becomes ill-fitting. So kind of meshing those two together, it's all about style, and it's all about, I guess, thinking outside the box a bit, and that's what I love to do is, like for your jacket example, we did the pouch pockets, something you never would have thought of, right? You wouldn't have came to me and said, I want to do a pouch pocket.
I don't even know what a pouch pocket
Right
is.
here, on the side of the jacket.
Yeah.
This pouch pocket.
Yeah, Colton was asking me, like, do you want this? Do you want that? And I'm like, dude, whatever the fuck you think is good. So that's how much I trust the guy. I was just like, just do it. I don't care. If you think it's good, do it.
Yeah. No, and
I don't know I still don't know what that is. Dude, pouch pocket. Pouch pocket, people.
but when people see that, you know, they're gonna start, oh, I've never seen that before, you know, like, that's a really nice jacket, at least for me, you know, and, you know, I recognize that.
I trust it. That's the point I'm trying to
and,
make.
and he's getting waves and smiles and PV because of it.
Yeah. So I was in Paradise Valley earlier shooting content, and everybody, usually Paradise Valley, it's like people aren't the most friendly. They see you walk around their neighborhood, they're like, what is this person doing here? But I always wave at them, smile. Everyone waved back today. And I was wearing this. Every single person. And that was a first. So
It's a first.
that's why he keeps referencing this.
And you've been around here a long time. So that, you know, that makes my day to hear, you know, and like, that's why I love what I do, because when I hear stuff like that, when people, like, you know, people who aren't normally, you know, communicating with you, when they see something that you're wearing, and then that immediately clicks on their brain, and they're like, oh, I'm going to wave back. You know, like, that's what it's all about, in my opinion. Right
And
there.
that's just goes back to what we just talked about. It's like people judge you based on how you look a lot of the times.
Yes.
And it's not right, it's not fair, but it's how it is. That's how the
It
world
is,
works.
Yep. No, it's just, yeah, it's human nature is to
It's human
judge,
nature.
Right. So, happy that happened, man, and that was just like an awesome compliment. Like, for me, at least, you know, for you to say.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Even though it's small.
It's a compliment for me too.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Hi Paradise Valley. See you guys soon.
I'll see you guys soon too.
So when is Grotto Menswear open officially? Do we have a date?
Don't have an exact date yet. We just got the inspection finalized for the shop, and we're just waiting for the city to approve something. And I just got off the phone with one of the owners of the Grotto today, and before I came in here. So we're hoping January 1st is the opening, and it's going to be a super awesome location, something that nowhere else in Arizona you can find this. It's going to be a 3-story. We're basically taking a condo, and we're going to renovate this condo and turn it into a custom suit shop. We don't want to be looked at as like a big box retailer. We want you to come in and get a genuine experience, one-on-one, appointment only, where you can truly make something that tells your personality, tells your story, fits you perfectly, and you're not being rushed around. You know, if you go into Suit Supply, if you go into any suit shop, it's like, okay, like, you know, there's a ton of other people there looking for stuff, you know. So, like, we want to be able to sit down with you one-on-one and really get to know you as a person. That's like our most important thing. Is we don't want you to just feel like a client. We want you to feel like a friend. So, I'm super excited about that, and Arizona's going to be lucky to have the Grotto here.
I think so. The Suit Supply in Soho, New York City, was 3 stories, and it was kind of like that. You walk in, they get you a drink, you sit down, you talk. So we don't really have that out here because the Suit Supply here is like, it's 1 story in a mall somewhere, and you have to go up an escalator to get to it.
Right.
So we don't really have like a menswear club like that.
Yep.
But it sounds like Grotto's going to be that.
We're going to be that, yeah.
That's awesome.
Come
That's
up,
awesome.
smoke a cigar on the rooftop, drink a little whiskey, and make yourself a beautiful pink jacket if you'd like.
I love it. Colton, you got anything else for us today?
Not that I could think of, really. I mean, this has just been a really cool experience to be able to sit down here with you, talk men's fashion, get to know you a little better, and I can't wait to see this on your new show, man.
Me too. Colton Crain, everybody. Grotto Menswear Phoenix. Check them out in January when they open. I'm Nick El-Tawil. Thanks for watching.